For decades, the United States has produced some of the most iconic military weapons and vehicles ever created. While many systems were retired long ago, a surprising number of these first-generation American weapons are still active today in military, reserve, training, or civilian roles. So in this video today, we will explore all the first-generation U.S. weapon systems that continue to serve the world even after decades of operation. Northrop T-38 Talon is a first-generation twin-engine, high-altitude, supersonic jet trainer that entered service in 1961. It became the world's first and most produced supersonic trainer aircraft. Since its introduction, it has been used for advanced pilot training, allowing students to master supersonic flight, aerobatics, night and instrument flying, and cross-country navigation. The T-38 has remained in continuous service with the United States Air Force for more than 5 decades. The Boeing RC-135 is a first-generation, 4-engine reconnaissance aircraft that has served the U.S. Air Force since 1961. It conducts intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance missions worldwide. Several variants were developed over the years, and the RC-135W rivet joint being the latest and most advanced version. The aircraft also serves with the Royal Air Force, where it performs vital signals intelligence operations. The Sikorsky SH-3 Sea King is a first-generation twin-engine anti-submarine warfare helicopter introduced in 1961. It was originally developed by the U.S. Navy to counter Soviet submarine threats during the Cold War. The Sea King achieved major international success and was also produced under license in Italy, Japan, and the United Kingdom. Even today, many remain operational in military and civilian roles around the world. The Bell UH-1 Iroquois, better known as the Huey, is a first-generation military utility helicopter that entered service in 1959. It performed troop transport, medevac, search and rescue, cargo transport, and ground attack missions during the Vietnam War. More than 16,000 Hueys were produced, making it one of the most iconic helicopters in history. Hundreds still remain operational worldwide today. The M60 is a first-generation 7.62mm general-purpose machine gun introduced in 1957. Designed for versatility, it could serve as a light, medium, or mounted machine gun. During the Vietnam War, it earned the nickname the Pig because of its heavyweight design. Although newer weapons have replaced it in many armies, the M60 is still used by several countries and specialized military units. The Boeing KC-135 Stratotanker is a first-generation aerial refueling aircraft that entered service in 1957 and remains operational today. It revolutionized air warfare by greatly extending the range and endurance of combat aircraft. Besides refueling missions, it can also transport cargo and evacuate wounded personnel. Despite its age, studies suggest many KC-135s could remain in service into the 2030s. The Lockheed C-130 Hercules is a first-generation military transport aircraft introduced in 1956. It became famous for performing tactical airlift, search and rescue, special operations, and aerial refueling missions across the globe. The C-130 achieved more than 50 years of continuous service with the U.S. Air Force, while modernized variants, like the C-130J Super Hercules, are still being produced today. The Boeing B-52 Stratofortress is a first-generation strategic bomber that has served with the United States Air Force since 1955. Known for its massive range and payload capacity, the B-52 became one of the most successful bombers ever built, participated in conflicts ranging from Vietnam to the Middle East, and continues to remain effective because of repeated modernization programs. The aircraft is expected to remain in service into the 2050s. The Sikorsky H-34 is a first-generation piston-engined military helicopter introduced in 1954. It served as a transport and anti-submarine warfare platform with armed forces from more than 25 countries. The H-34 saw combat in Algeria, Southeast Asia, and several other conflict zones. Although retired from U.S. military service, many examples continue operating in civilian and maritime roles. The M41 Walker Bulldog is a first-generation American light tank introduced in 1953. It combined strong mobility with a powerful 76mm gun, making it highly effective for reconnaissance and rapid assaults. The M41 was exported widely and modernized by several countries to extend its operational life. Some upgraded variants still remain in active service today, particularly in Taiwan. The M48 Patton is a first-generation American main battle tank introduced in 1952. Nearly 12,000 were built, and the tank saw combat in the Arab-Israeli Wars, Indo-Pakistani conflicts, Vietnam War, and Portuguese colonial war. Over the years, many M48s received upgraded armor, engines, and fire control systems to improve battlefield performance. Several countries still operate modernized variants today. The Sikorsky S-52 is a first-generation utility helicopter introduced in 1951. It served with the U.S. Navy, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard in transport, scouting, and observation roles. The S-52 was also historically important as the first American helicopter equipped with all-metal rotor blades. After retirement from military service, many were converted for civilian operations and remain active today. The M4 Sherman is a first-generation American medium tank that became the backbone of Allied armored forces during World War II. After the war, it continued serving in Korea, the Arab-Israeli Wars, and several other conflicts. Paraguay still keeps a few Sherman tanks operational for training purposes. Its continued survival highlights the durability and historic significance of the design. The M3 Stuart is a first-generation American light tank widely used during World War II. It was valued for its speed, reliability, and reconnaissance capability. Paraguay still maintains several Stuart tanks for training duties, with some receiving refurbished engines and upgraded machine guns. The continued presence of these tanks demonstrate the remarkable longevity of some World War II vehicles. The Ithaca 37 is a first-generation American pump-action shotgun introduced in 1937. It became famous for its bottom eject system, which made it equally effective for right and left-handed shooters. Hunters, police officers, and military personnel value it for its rugged reliability and lightweight construction. The Ithaca 37 remains one of the longest-running shotgun designs still in use today. The M2 Browning is a first-generation 50 caliber heavy machine gun introduced in 1933. Designed by John Browning, it became one of the most iconic heavy weapons in military history. The M2 has been mounted on vehicles, aircraft, ships, and defensive positions in nearly every major conflict involving NATO forces. Even after almost a century, it remains the standard heavy machine gun for many militaries. The M1919 Browning is a first-generation 30 caliber air-cooled machine gun introduced in 1919. It served as an infantry weapon, vehicle-mounted gun, aircraft weapon, and anti-aircraft platform during World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. Known for its reliability and simple construction, it became widely adopted by Allied nations. While mostly retired, some examples still remain in service and secondary service. The Winchester Model 1912 is a first-generation pump-action shotgun widely regarded as one of the finest ever made. Nicknamed the Perfect Repeater, it became famous for its smooth action and exceptional craftsmanship. The shotgun served in World War I, World War II, Korea, and Vietnam, while also becoming extremely popular in hunting and sport shooting. Many examples are still actively used today. The Colt M1911 is a first-generation semi-automatic pistol introduced in 1911, designed by John Browning. It became one of the most influential handgun designs ever created. The M1911 served as the standard sidearm of the U.S. Armed Forces for more than 70 years and fought in both World Wars, Korea and Vietnam. Modernized variants are still used today by elite military units and civilian shooters. The Browning Auto 5 is a first-generation semi-automatic shotgun introduced in 1905. It became the first truly successful auto-loading shotgun and was instantly recognizable because of its distinctive humpback design. Hunters and sport shooters valued it for its reliability and smooth recoil operation. Even decades after production ended, many original Auto 5 shotguns remain in active use today. The M1903 Springfield is a first-generation bolt-action service rifle adopted in 1903. It became one of the most respected American rifles of the 20th century because of its accuracy and rugged design. The M1903 served in World War I, World War II, Korea, and the early stages of the Vietnam War. Today, it still survives as a ceremonial rifle, competition firearm, and civilian sporting weapon. With this, we're signing off for today. Stay tuned, guys, and we'll see you again in our next video. Until then, bye-bye.